what does Shedeur's future look like in Cleveland? Right? What does Shedeur's future look like in Cleveland? What are Shedeur's options if the Cleveland Browns don't plan to make Shedeur Sanders a starter heading into next season? What is his options? Because I don't trust Kevin Stefanski to do the right thing by Shedeur Sanders. And I won't until he gives him a new contract. Whenever that happens, I don't trust the situation. And when and if that ever happens, then Shedeur can quarterback in peace. Because the plan for Deshaun Watson is still up in the air. And everyone should expect the Cleveland Browns to give Deshaun Watson a shot somewhere down the line. I mean, you making $20 and $46 million and between $20 and $40 million. I'm sure they want to see what he can do. But that may play a big part in another setback for the Cleveland Browns. If they get caught up in the Deshaun Watson mess and thinking they can use him or get something out of him because they are paying him so much money and things like that, it could end up being another bad situation. But if Shedeur isn't named the starter quarterback heading into next season, he should request a trade. Because the cat's out the bag now. Teams want to win in the NFL. Shedeur is now a valuable asset that is young and has tons of potential. It's like the draft all over again for Shedeur. Basically, they was able to screw him over in the draft. But now they don't have a chance to screw him over now. Scouts don't have that option to try to devalue Shedeur. They don't have that option to devalue players now because they prove what they can do against the best of the best. So if you try to devalue Shedeur Sanders now, you will look like the fool in the room. But if Shedeur continues, man, if he continues to play like this these last four games, Shedeur might be worth a second-round pick if someone wants to trade for him. That would be a huge gesture for a fifth rounder coming off his rookie season that isn't playing in the postseason. Shedeur requests a trade, and someone is willing to give up a second-round pick for Shedeur after starting 4 or 5 games as a rookie, fifth-round pick. That's big time. Just want y'all to understand that. Shedeur's really proven his worth, man. I said he need to have big games these last 5 games. Cleveland to stay away from quarterbacks in the draft. And what does he do? He goes out and throws for 364 yards and makes NFL history for rookies. What a game, boy. What a game by Shedeur. That was an absolute fabulous game by Shedeur. Man, he showed out. And, I think that's what all the uproar and all the craziness that has been going on behind the support about Shedeur. We know that he can do this. We knew this. It wasn't no secret. It was like people just don't want to see it come to light. For some reason, people wanted to make it like Shedeur Sanders and his family could come take over the NFL. Shy away from Shedeur Sanders because of what? I don't get it. I really don't get it. This is not anything new, what Shedeur Sanders is doing. And you heard the commentator, he was trying his, the person broadcasting that game, he was trying his hardest to hate on Shedeur in the beginning of the game, talking about how he pats the ball. And you see, patting the ball is making him miss those dig routes. Man, none of that stuff is true. Everything they tried to say about Shedeur was made up foolishness, basically. That's all that was. And they tried to hate on this young man and hold him back. Now here he is. Nothing they can do anymore. There's nothing they can do anymore unless they just blatantly want to blackball Shedeur Sanders. And shout out to Cam Ward, man. Cam Ward, he went 4 for 4 and a touchdown on that first drive to get Titans on the board. And when he went 4 for 4 on that first down, on that first drive, man, I was looking like, oh, man, here we go, Shedeur. How you going to respond? And the first drive went 3 and out for Shedeur and ended in the sack. I thought it was about to be the other way around. I thought Cam Ward was about to have one of those crazy games, and I thought Shedeur was about to have a tough game. But no, Shedeur Sanders showed up. Showed up and showed out, I thought about something. Y'all want to hear something hilarious while we talk about Shedeur and him requesting a trade if he isn't named the starter heading into next season? You know what would be absolutely hilarious, chat? If Dylan Gabriel requested a trade after the season was over. He says he doesn't like the position he's in. He doesn't want to play behind Shedeur Sanders. He wants to request a trade. Would that be hilarious? That would be absolutely hilarious. I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody be willing to make a trade for Dylan Gabriel. You know, I really don't see anyone making a trade, but I can see someone claiming him off the waiver wires or something like that if he somehow ended up there. But ain't nobody trading for Dylan Gabriel unless it's the Miami Dolphins because they need someone just like Tua, right? But yeah, man, that is so crazy. Finally, Shedeur. Just imagine what he would be doing if he had all the time he was supposed to get in training camp as a potential starter or a person competing for the #1 job. Imagine what Shedeur would be doing at this time if he was starting since week 5, week 6. Man, it's unbelievable how this was how this manifested, man, and was able to make it this far. Basically, that was just unbelievable. I don't understand how I was able to make it this far, and I don't know if it's an unfortunate situation. It's fortunate for Shedeur, and it's unfortunate for Dylan Gabriel, right? When he goes down with a concussion and has to miss the game. That is the only reason Dylan Gabriel wasn't starting anymore, because he went down with a concussion and had to miss the game. That forced Shedeur Sanders in the game because they traded Joe Flacco and don't have nobody else. So, but Sanders is making the best of his opportunity, man, and he's not humbling himself for none of you fools, man. If y'all think he's not humble, he's jumping here. He's being himself despite what they tried to put him through and how they want to blackball him. He's going to show up and keep doing his thing and talking shit to opposing players and things like that, man. So yeah, Shedeur Sanders is having fun and letting his swag hang out there, man. And hey, we gotta love it. We gotta love it. Continue to support Shedeur, but if he isn't named the starter heading in the next season, he has to make some noise. It can't be the respectful, logical Shedeur Sanders anymore, because, man, you can't just let them play with his future like that. And we know Cleveland Browns is one of the unique situations in the NFL. They signed all these quarterbacks last season. How many? 4 quarterbacks. And now they have Deshaun Watson coming back. He coming back from Achilles injury. This is his last season under contract, basically, with the guaranteed money. Everything is up in the air. How do they move forward with Shedeur Sanders? And the only thing would be is to name him the starter. If you name Shedeur Sanders the starting quarterback and start building this team around Shedeur, they have 2 first-round picks heading in the 2026 draft. You go get a stud of a wide receiver, maybe another stud of a wide receiver, or an offensive lineman, or you just continue to build this team around Shedeur. Shedeur is a winner. He's not a champion yet, but you can see he has that mentality, man. Let the kid work, man. Let him do his thing, man. That's what I want to see. I want to see Shedeur do his thing, man, and continue to prove the haters wrong, man. So shout out to Shedeur. Shout out to Shedeur pulling off putting up some big numbers today. He led his team down there for a touchdown. Stefanski wanted to go for 2-point conversion. That's what killed the comeback. Stefanski.